Hi, English students. This is Miss Peacock, and our first essay for English 101 is the descriptive narrative essay. This type of essay provides the reader with a picture and words. It creates a verbal picture of a person, place, or thing. The writer creates a subjective impression by observing and recording specific details that appeal to the reader's sense of sight, hearing, taste, smell, and touch. So notice you want to focus on the sensory details of what you saw during this experience, and you want to be very specific. So instead of describing the beach as beautiful, you would focus on how the sunshine glittered across the waves, the sounds of the seagulls above you, the sensation of the sand on your toes, maybe the cold water hitting you as you swim. So you want to play up the details and the specificity of the situation so the reader can truly imagine what it was like to be there, versus just saying something vague like the beach is beautiful. That's understood, honestly. And so just focus on the things that make it beautiful. Why is it so lovely to be there? So that's a really good example for sensory details. The descriptive essay requires colorful details to support the writing. Students are not allowed to turn in essays written for other courses. So say if you've written an essay similar to this one for high school or maybe a previous English 101 course, you're not allowed to use those essays again. That's what's called self-plagiarism. You have to write original essays for every assignment. Also, the use of AI to write is forbidden. So no ChatGPT or any AI technology for essay writing. I want to know your own thoughts about these topics. So if you do have any questions about my AI rules or self-plagiarism, please let me know. But I think those are a form of cheating that students may be a little bit more confused about versus just blatant cheating. So please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Your rough drafts are going to be due Wednesday, May 29th by midnight, and you'll turn those into the discussion area of Blackboard. And that's because all of your rough drafts are going to have peer review, which means that your classmates will be able to read over your essays and give you feedback on what needs to be improved in them before you turn in the final draft. The final draft is the essay I will grade. That's your polished, finished essay. And those are due Wednesday, June 5th by midnight, and you turn those into the content area of Blackboard. You literally just click content, and then this one will be turned into the week 3 folder. And I have it pretty obvious once you click into week 3, it says, it'll say submit your descriptive narrative final draft here. And you submit all of your papers electronically. You don't have to print anything because of course it's an online class, so everything is submitted electronically. I'll also grade electronically. So I send out emails once I have the batch of papers finished, and you just click my grades and view rubric to review my feedback. But please let me know if you have any questions. This essay is worth 15% of your final grade, so a little chunk of the grade, but not as much as say your research paper will be worth. The length of this essay should be between 500 to 750 words in length. If you go over 750, I don't count off, but just know that you are doing extra work and you may get a comparable grade to someone who wrote maybe a 500-word essay. If you write under 500 words, you will be docked for the essay being too short, so just make sure you at least meet that 500-word minimum. For formatting, it's 12-point Times New Roman font, double spaced with MLA heading and style. Your textbook on page 192 has a really good example to look at. Notice the heading starts with your name, then my name, then the course, and then the date that it's due. Also notice in the upper right-hand corner, it's your last name and page number, and your title will be centered at the top. Also, this is a good example for double spaced and the font and how it should look. So I recommend pulling out your textbook to page 192 every time you write an essay so that you can get those extra points for MLA formatting. If you have any questions, please let me know. Here's the list of topics, and if none of these topics are really speaking to you, but you can think of another descriptive topic you want to consider, just send me an email and ask for permission first before you move forward. One that's really popular, students like to write about a holiday or celebration with your family. I've received some great essays about Christmas, Halloween, July 4th, Cinco de Mayo. It really just depends on which holiday is your favorite. And so you can essentially establish which holiday it is and then describe the traditions of your family or what you always do with your friends on that holiday. It just depends on what makes it special to you on how you're going to focus on it. An unforgettable moment in your life. For my students who have become parents, I've noticed they like to write about what it was like to meet their baby for the first time. And it could also be a negative, unforgettable moments. I've had some students that described car accidents or things that were very traumatic that they learned a life lesson from. Just know that your classmates are reading these essays, so don't choose a topic you feel uncomfortable sharing with the class. Another fun one is a fun vacation that you have taken in real life or in your dreams. So, for instance, if there's one that you went on a cruise or a mission trip or maybe an international trip or a trip up to Tennessee. I've gotten some fun ones about Tennessee or Florida, or they've gone far off to like Chicago, California. It really just depends on where you've traveled to. Say if you haven't traveled a lot, but you have that dream trip you want to take, you can also just daydream and write a descriptive essay about that. For instance, I've never been to England, but if I had this topic, I would definitely daydream about traveling to England. So that's just a fun one that students enjoy writing about. A regrettable action is another one. I've gotten some pretty deep introspective essays from this topic because students do have to delve into why they regret that action. So just like the other one about the unforgettable moment, just make sure you write about something you feel comfortable sharing with the class. A fun night at the movies. I am a movie person, so it's fun to describe the smell of the popcorn or the sounds of it popping, and then the excitement before a movie. And say if you go with your friends, you can even describe what it was like to watch the movie with your friends, and then your reactions to the movie, if it was a scary movie, what it was like to be spooked, or if it was a sad movie, if you teared up at certain parts. It's just fun to relive those movie moments. And then the last topic is a picture that is close to your heart. So it could be that you describe the picture of someone who's passed away. A lot of my students have focused on like grandparents or maybe someone they've lost, that picture represents that relationship. So whether it was a family member or a friend or someone they lost unexpectedly, you can spend the first body paragraph describing what the picture looks like, and then the other two body paragraphs focusing on the significance of that picture and what it means to you, maybe the moment itself that it's captured. But please let me know if you have any questions. If there are any of these topics that are not speaking to you and you have your own unique idea, I'm usually pretty flexible, but the reason why you have to ask my permission is I'm going to try to make sure that it still fits within the parameters of a descriptive narrative essay and that genre, because some students may go on their own tangent and it may not fit what I'm really looking for this assignment. So just make sure you check in with me if you deviate from any of these topics. Your final draft late submission rule is that 10 points off every day late. So that's for that final draft. So say if you turn in the final draft on Thursday, June 6th, you'll have 10 points deducted. And this is just to emphasize the importance of due dates and taking responsibility and making sure you submit papers on time. All your final drafts will be graded using the English 101 grading rubric, and that's on the Getting Started page of Blackboard. And it's also going to be scanned with anti-plagiarism software. So just know that if you do cheat by pulling an essay online or use AI or some of those other cheating strategies, I will know. It will actually show a percentage on my end. So just make sure you don't cheat and use any plagiarism strategies. But please let me know if you have any questions. I also have a spot down here for brainstorming and outlining. You're not required to list out pre-writing for your papers, but I noticed a lot of students like to use this topic sheet to write out their ideas, so there's space for you to do that. Also, don't forget we have a wonderful writing center with tutors who can tutor you on all of your essays, and they can help you at any point in the writing process. So please let me know if you have any questions about how to set up a writing center appointment, and I'm always here to help. Thanks. Bye.